everybody and welcome. My name is Lonival J and today I'm going to show you how you can make 4-in-1 chainmail technique just by yourself. Now, let's get right to it. First thing is first, let's talk about materials. Most of people use 1.6mm steel wire with inner diameter of 1 centimeter, but I was searching for something more sturdy, something that wouldn't rust so easily, and so I came up with the idea about aluminum. I used 3mm thick wire of aluminum, but with inner diameter of about 0.7 centimeters. I bought 3 kilograms of wire, which was roughly around 120 meters. What I also used is aluminum tube, a drill, a wire cutters, 2 different pliers. One actually was needle nose and the other one was lineman's pliers, spatula, and a rotary tool. I used Dremel. First, we need to make rings for the chainmail, and you can do that with wire and aluminum tube. So once you have the aluminum tube, you can drill a hole on one side of it. For me, it was 3mm hole. That will be used for wire to go through. So when you have a hole on one side, you can put the other side inside of a drill. Now for wire, I usually cut one whole circle of wire at once, and then I try to straighten it a little bit. And usually I cut about 9 separate wires and straighten them, and then I start with the other thing. Now lead wire through the hole in the pipe, bend it and fix it with pliers. And your number one priority should be your protection. And for that reason, always use gloves and always use eyewear. And please, trust me, you don't want to be hit with wire under tension. Slowly start your drill. And this may seem a little bit funny, but try to understand your drill. Get to know your drill, how fast it speeds, stuff like that. Make one big loop at the beginning. You'll see why in just a second. Then slowly and precisely add wire and create a tight spring. Again, warning, be careful about how long is your wire, because, wire is under tension, and if you will release it quickly, it will hit your hand really hard. When your wire is short, just push the whole thing on the hard surface and then start a drill and finish the whole thing. The loop at the beginning now helps you so you can release a whole spring easily. And that's it. That's one spring that you will need for chainmail. Now let's make more. A lot more. Once you're finished with making springs, it's time to cut them. Well, I mostly used 2 techniques on cutting springs, and one is with a wire cutters while the other is with Dremel. There are a few differences, for example, quality of the cut and speed of cutting, but also if you use Dremel, you will really save your hands. But let me show you first how you can cut with wire cutters. Try to spread rings apart so we can easily cut ring by ring. You can do that with spatula, just put it in between 2 rings and make the space. While cutting, try to use the force of your body. First, add some cushion under your knuckles. so you will have something to push on. Now use your body to press down on cutters and wire. After a few hundred cuts, your hands will start to hurt a little bit, mostly your wrist. And for that reason, I switched to Dremel. Just like before, you also make space between two rings with spatula, but now you actually cut them with a small cutting disc. It's easier than before, but as always, use your protection, but right now you need also a mask and a fan if you have one. I use a fan to blow all the small particles away from me. You will need to cut a few hundred of their rings, but believe me, at the end, it's really worth it. As we are done cutting, it's time for kneading the mail. Since this is called 4-in-1 technique, it is kind of obvious that you'll put 4 separate closed rings inside one open. So, first you close 4 rings. Now put them in one open ring and also close this one. Now you are left with grouping of 5 rings. Make some more. When you are done with 2 groupings, put them together. Use 1 open ring and 2 groupings. Use 2 rings from each grouping and put them inside the open ring. Just like that. And do that some more until you are left with the right length of the string. Now to probably the hardest part, which is connecting 2 separate strings together. That part from the beginning gave me a lot of trouble, because with my diameter of wire and inner circle I really had a tiny space. But just look at what I'm doing. First align both strings so that the rings will fall in the same direction. You probably can do that by laying both strings down on the table. Now start with the first right string and put open ring through the first string. Go to the other string and go under the first ring and over and through the second ring. Leave a little more wire on the right side, flip string over and put the last ring inside the open one. It's kind of hard to understand, but let me just show you one more time. And that's really it. That's the whole magic about making chainmail. Now, few of you maybe say that I didn't show you how to make the whole shirt, but I didn't make it as well. I just needed a few patches of chainmail and that was good enough for me, and I shared a little bit of making with you. So just for a reference, for me it took 9 springs to make a piece like that. Just for reference. Hope this was somehow helpful to you and that you learned something new, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Enjoy.